Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a fan-favorite what-if scenario, a clash of titans that has sparked endless debates across comic book forums for years. What would happen if the sensational She-Hulk went head-to-head with Spider-Man bonded to the aggressive and powerful Venom symbiote? This isn't just a simple arm wrestling match. It's a battle of brute strength versus agile ferocity, gamma power versus alien cunning. We're going to break down their powers, their mindsets, and ultimately try to figure out who would walk away victorious from this epic showdown. So, let's set the scene. Imagine a bright, sunlit afternoon in the heart of New York City. The streets are in chaos, not from a typical supervillain attack, but from a misunderstanding that has spiraled out of control. On one side, we have Jennifer Walters, the She-Hulk. She's not in her usual superhero gear. Instead, she's wearing a torn royal purple summer dress, suggesting she was caught off guard. She cracks her neck, a confident, almost playful smirk on her green face. She's powerful, and she knows it. On the other side, perched on a brick wall like a predator, is Spider-Man. But it's not the friendly neighborhood hero we all know and love. He's clad in the sleek, menacing black symbiote suit. There's no witty banter, just a low, guttural growl. This is Spider-Man at his most dangerous, his abilities amplified, and his inhibitions stripped away by the alien costume. The stage is set for a truly spectacular conflict. First up, let's analyze She-Hulk. Jennifer Walters isn't just a powerhouse, she's a brilliant lawyer with a sharp intellect. Unlike her cousin Bruce Banner, when she transforms, she retains her full personality and intelligence. This is a massive advantage. She can strategize, adapt, and even use her wit to taunt her opponents. In terms of raw power, she's in the upper echelons of Marvel's heavy hitters. She possesses superhuman strength, durability, and a healing factor. She can lift well over 100 tons, trade blows with beings like the Thing and Hercules, and withstand incredible amounts of punishment. Her fighting style is a unique blend of brawling and formal combat training she received from Captain America and Gamora. She's not just swinging wildly, she knows how to throw a punch with precision and technique. In this scenario, her calm and confident demeanor suggests she's not intimidated in the slightest. She sees the threat, but believes she can handle it. Now let's turn our attention to her opponent, Symbiote Spider-Man. The Venom symbiote takes everything Peter Parker is and dials it up to 11. His already impressive strength, speed, and agility are enhanced to superhuman levels far beyond his normal capabilities. He can lift around 25 tons, maybe even more, thanks to the suit. The symbiote also grants him new abilities. It can generate its own organic webbing, which is stronger and more versatile than his mechanical web shooters. It can form tendrils, shields, and even sharp weapons. Plus, one of the biggest game changers is that the suit completely negates Spider-Man's spider sense when it comes to direct attacks from the symbiote itself, but it still warns him of other dangers. In this state, Peter's personality is warped. He's more aggressive, more ruthless, and far less likely to hold back. That growl isn't for show, it's a promise of the brutal fight to come. He's faster and more unpredictable than She-Hulk, a whirlwind of black and white fury. So how does the fight begin? Spider-Man would likely make the first move, using his enhanced agility to launch a blindingly fast assault. He'd leap from the wall, a black blur, trying to overwhelm She-Hulk with a rapid-fire series of kicks and punches from all angles. He'd use his webbing not just to swing, but to try and immobilize her, shooting thick black strands to pin her arms and legs. An ordinary opponent would be completely overwhelmed and webbed up in seconds. But She-Hulk is anything but ordinary. Her immense strength means she could likely tear through the symbiote webbing with sheer force. While Spider-Man is faster, She-Hulk is leagues stronger and far more durable. His initial flurry of attacks would feel more like annoying insect bites than actual damaging blows. She would likely weather the storm, tanking his hits, waiting for an opening. This is where the dynamic of the fight really gets interesting. It becomes a classic battle of speed versus power. Spider-Man can't afford to get hit. A single, solid punch from She-Hulk could potentially knock him out, or at the very least, cause significant damage that the symbiote would struggle to heal quickly. He has to rely on his agility, his spider sense, and the symbiote's unpredictable nature to stay one step ahead. He'd be bouncing off walls, using the environment to his advantage, launching surprise attacks from above and below. He might try to use the symbiote's tendrils to blind her or get into her mouth and nose to try and suffocate her, a classic Venom tactic. It's a dirty, desperate style of fighting. She-Hulk, on the other hand, needs to land just one good hit. Her strategy would be to endure his attacks and try to corner him. She could start using the environment herself, but in a much different way. Instead of bouncing off walls, she'd be punching through them. She could create shockwaves by slamming her fists into the ground, a thunderclap that could disorient Spider-Man and disrupt his acrobatic movements. This tactic could temporarily deafen him and mess with the symbiote's sensitivity to sound. This is a critical weakness. The symbiote is extremely vulnerable to high-frequency sounds and intense heat. While She-Hulk can't naturally produce fire, a powerful thunderclap is well within her capabilities and could be the key to turning the tide. As the fight progresses, the physical and psychological toll would start to show. Spider-Man's relentless assault would be tiring, even with the symbiote's stamina boost. Frustration would set in. He's throwing everything he has at her, but she just won't go down. This is where Jennifer's intelligence comes back into play. She'd notice his frustration and his reliance on the symbiote's aggressive tactics. She's a lawyer. She knows how to read people and exploit their weaknesses. She might even use verbal taunts, not just out of confidence, but as a calculated move to make him angry and reckless. An angry fighter makes mistakes, and against someone as powerful as She-Hulk, one mistake is all it takes. Let's imagine that moment. Spider-Man, enraged, lunges for a decisive blow. She-Hulk, anticipating it, smashes her palms together, creating a massive sonic boom right next to him. The sound wave would be agony for the symbiote. It would likely recoil, writhe in pain, and maybe even try to detach from Peter. In that moment of weakness, Spider-Man is vulnerable. She-Hulk would seize the opportunity. She wouldn't need to deliver a full power punch. A solid, well-placed strike would be enough to knock him out and end the fight. Her goal wouldn't be to permanently injure him. She knows this isn't the real Peter Parker. Her objective would be to neutralize the threat and separate him from the symbiote's influence. So, who wins? While Symbiote Spider-Man is an incredibly dangerous and formidable foe, the odds are heavily in She-Hulk's favor. Her overwhelming strength and durability are a direct counter to his aggressive but ultimately less powerful physical attacks. More importantly, her retained intellect and strategic mind allow her to identify and exploit the symbiote's critical weaknesses. Spider-Man's speed would make it a difficult and lengthy battle, but it feels inevitable that She-Hulk would eventually land the decisive blow. She can afford to take his hits, but he absolutely cannot afford to take hers. It's a battle of attrition she is almost guaranteed to win. Of course, this is just one interpretation of how this incredible fight could go down. There are so many variables. What if the fight took place at night, in an environment with lots of shadows for Spider-Man to hide in? What if the symbiote was more fully bonded and had more control over Peter? The possibilities are endless, and that's what makes these what-if scenarios so much fun to explore. What do you guys think? Do you agree with this breakdown, or do you see Spider-Man pulling off a win? Let me know your thoughts and your own fight scenarios in the comments below. I love reading your theories. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. We'll see you in the next one.